Are we live?
We are live.
Alrighty. What's new with Cubes? Welcome to another episode of What's New with Cubes. No, but in all seriousness, is my head cut off again? No, we're good. Yeah, in all seriousness, welcome to another episode of the Fitness Over Everything podcast, guys, aka the FOEcast, because we wanted to be cool. So we gave it a cool name.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode. How you doing today, Cubes?
Pretty good.
You didn't work today.
Yeah, I didn't work today.
How was your day off? I didn't work today either.
No, I did work. I worked half the day. I had the morning
When did you
off.
get out? Huh? Oh, you had the morning off and then you went to work after?
Oh, I had to go home my parents. So I was like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, because
I almost stopped at Leo's this morning.
You should have, man.
Yeah, I don't know. My girlfriend works at the Blueberry Muffin, so I told her I dropped her off at work this morning. So I was like, can you make me food? She was like, I don't know how that works. Like, I can't just like bring you out food. I was like, all right, whatever. So I went and got Go Harder Nutrition this morning.
What time do they close, you
know? She works, I think they open at 8. Or they open at 6:30.
Oh, and then
they close at 1:30, I think.
Oh, so okay.
Or 1?
Like yeah.
Because she worked, like today she worked 8:30 to 1.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Did you set the timer?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
oh, shit.
You got
Cubes is in charge of the timer now, guys, so that way I don't fuck it up all the time. So, before the episode, you were talking about you had some family come over today.
Man. Yeah. Oh,
we were supposed to record this earlier, which would have been better.
I know, dude.
But then again, it ended up working out because I had to lift anyways and stuff, so.
Oh, so you got that over. Yeah, that's good, though.
So, your family came over.
Yeah, dude.
Long time no see, cousins.
Oh, my God. It's been a long time since I was, 10 years old, bro. And, it's always good seeing, your family that you haven't, or you usually don't see, or you haven't seen in a long time and stuff, just to catch up on things and stuff.
Yeah, and as you get older, because I noticed this when I see people I haven't seen in a while. Like, as you get older, you're like, damn, these motherfuckers are old.
Yeah, man.
Like my aunts and uncles and stuff like that. I'm like that I haven't seen in a while. I'm like, wow, they're getting old.
Yeah,
and it's like,
it's
wait,
crazy.
I'm getting old too. It's not just like, I'm not a baby anymore. Like,
yeah.
So your cousin that you haven't seen in a while.
Dude, yeah, man. Freaking 6'8", bro.
Cubes used to be taller than him.
I used to be taller than him.
And then he pulls up today and he didn't recognize him. And he's fucking a massive human being.
Massive hockey player, dude.
Yeah, he plays hockey in Canada, you said?
Yeah, he's a senior. He's a senior. This is his senior year.
Is he going to play in college and stuff? Is that his goal? He's fucking massive.
Yeah, dude, he's fucking nasty, though.
Does he play defense, like third line or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know how hockey works, so.
No, I went
closer to the mic, man. What are you, scared of it?
I was a little bit.
You gotta talk like this.
Oh, yeah.
I got some tips from my dad because he watched a couple of the episodes and he was like, do you want my criticism? And I was like, okay. Because every time I drop a song or something like that, he's like, oh, you should do this. Or you should I'm like, dude, I think I know what I'm doing. But I knew exactly what he was going to say when he was like, you want some criticism? And I was like, yeah, sure. I kind of know what you're going to say. Yeah. He was like, first of all, your friend needs to talk closer to the mic. That was one of the things he said, which is true because I try to tell you every episode, but then you always end up back here and you're talking like that. But
I feel I'm not
I do my best, but you got to kiss it. But he was like, oh, you should get better lighting. He said to not talk about how when the thing fucks up or whatever, how we are oh, and we're back, because people don't know obviously because we're editing, but I want them to know why the fuck it cut, just randomly. I don't want it to be but then again, we are gonna upgrade the camera so that way we don't have to reset it all the time. Yeah. We've been looking at some options. Yeah. And then what else did he say? I think that's about it.
But that's good though, because
dude, if you think about it, we just have a better camera and we get better lighting. I think we're solid.
Exactly, dude.
And obviously we're getting better, talking wise and stuff and doing these episodes because definitely. Repetition, obviously. Mm-hmm. He said your friend's shy, he's never and stuff like that. But obviously you're doing way better now.
Definitely.
The first 4 or 5 episodes, you're kind of but now you have a little confidence in the front of the mic.
Especially my first episode, I remember. My first episode, I was like, oh.
but I was nervous too, just for the simple fact that it was our first time and stuff like that. But I obviously am more comfortable talking to a mic and being in front of a camera and shit like that because I did YouTube and stuff. We might have to fix this. My head's almost cut off. Oh, elephant in the room. My hair's white now.
I was gonna say.
You didn't even say anything.
I was gonna say something. But
if you guys can't tell, my hair's fucking. It's blonde, but it's almost white. So I dyed it and then I toned it, or I bleached it and then I toned it because you the toner is what makes. Because when you bleach your hair, it's orange almost.
Really?
Yeah, it's a brassy I don't know. It's weird. So then you got to use like a toner. So I did that and it wasn't light enough. So then I bleached it again. The next day it wasn't light enough. So then I took a day off because my scalp was like fucked from all the bleach.
Does that like, yeah, does that
And then
like,
I bleached it again last night to make it this
to
light.
make it- yeah. Damn,
And
it
I think
actually
it's
looks pretty
good now.
dope, though. Yeah, it does.
It didn't look this good the other day, but it was like very awkward going to work when you're not like comfortable with what your hair looks like. Because I was like, this shit looks so ass, but like I had to deal with it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you do it like once a month or something like that? Or do you like when do you use it?
When I feel like it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
New style.
I bleached it like the day after my birthday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so I
what
was like,
meant to
screw
say.
it.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
you
obviously I gotta
picked
talk
the
about that.
fuck out on your birthday.
Yeah,
Damn.
so I think we mentioned it on the podcast before. Like I was
Yeah.
gonna do a massive cheat day.
Yeah.
And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you fucking
I
saw
don't know
what
if
I
that
was eating.
like that may have been like over a cheat day. Like
dude, that's like that was
like
at least like 20K calories. Like I really wish like I
That
could
was
track
crazy.
and like an account for everything I put in my mouth that day because it would have been crazy. When I get back on my YouTube shit, I'll be able to film shit like that because that would have been a dope ass video.
No, honestly, that would
All
have
right,
been
so
sick.
let me break it down for you guys because I did want to talk about this. All right, so start the day, wake up, and went to, it's called the Donut Factory. It's in Fairhaven, New Bedford-ish.
Oh yeah.
Right on Cogshell Street. Like,
Yeah.
I went there and got like 4 specialty donuts, and those donuts are like, they're massive.
They
bro.
look delicious.
They're massive. They were, dude.
bet.
Honestly, the donuts were a bad idea. Like when it came to the day as a whole, I shouldn't have had those donuts because like it kind of fucked up me eating the rest of the day because I was like full.
True, yeah.
But yeah, I had like, so it was like this one was like oh shit, that would have sucked. It was like a cannoli, but it was filled with like this like sweet buttercream type of thing. It was a croissant, but it was like a swirl and it was like sweet buttercream, and then I got like a Reese's Pieces one, which was just like a chocolate frosting, and then chocolate frosting in the middle, and then Reese's Pieces on top, Reese's Pieces, and then do you say Reese's Pieces or do you say Reese's Pieces?
Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, me too, but like it actually is Reese's Pieces.
Oh no! Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Reese's Pieces, but like Reese's Pieces sounds cool. But so then there was also a Butterfinger one, which is like Butterfingers on the top. It was like basically the same as the Reese's Pieces one, and then the other one was a pumpkin Oreo one.
Oh,
so it was like a donut, and then they cut it in half and filled the center of it like a sandwich almost with with like pumpkin like Cool Whip frosting stuff.
Yeah.
And then it had like crumbles of Oreo on the top and like a chocolate frosting and then like a big Oreo on top.
No, did you finish all of this?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Me and my girlfriend, we each took
that's crazy.
A quarter. Well, I had a quarter of each one, and she had a bite of each one because she wanted to try them. And she like doesn't eat that much, but she was like, "I'm gonna try to keep up with you today." But I knew she wasn't gonna. But I'm actually impressed because later she ate more. But
that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had like a quarter of those, and then I was like, "Fuck it!" Like. What did I do? I went upstairs and I was like, because I knew I wanted to eat like my mom's pancakes and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So I gave the rest of the donuts to my little sister and my niece. And they like ended up like not eating them. They were like too sugary for them, which I'm surprised. Yeah,
that's
like
actually
they
crazy.
didn't really like them. So then there was still like half of the Oreo pumpkin one left, and then there was the whole cannoli one because no one liked that one because it was like butter. It wasn't really like frosting. It was like a buttercream. Yeah, so they left that, and I ended up eating that whole one. And then I ended up finishing it off, and then I had another half of the Reese's Pieces one. The only one that they liked was the Butterfinger one.
That does sound good.
So I started the day off with those donuts, massive, probably like 1,000 calorie a donut.
Oh
low key.
Yeah, definitely.
And then my mom made pancakes, corned beef hash, chocolate chip pancakes, corned beef hash, eggs, bacon, and yeah. So
do you like corned beef hash?
Yeah.
See,
I made sure she got corned beef hash for me because I loved it.
Oh,
so I had like a couple like spoonfuls of that, like 5 pieces of bacon. 7 chocolate chip pancakes that were like this big. They're like this big. Damn. I had 7 of those, and then I had like a couple eggs too. But we scrambled them, so I didn't really know. So it was probably like 2 or 3 eggs. And then I went and lifted.
You did actually?
Yeah, I went to lift. Lifting was fine. It was actually completely fine. I got an energy drink because I didn't have pre-workout at the time, so I got like a Bang or something or a Rain. Went and lifted. I hit chest. Chest and biceps, and like got a killer pump. I looked fucking huge. Like, I looked jacked. Yeah. I actually sweat a shit ton because like so much, like, I had so much fuel in my body. Like, I could have kept going. I literally had to stop because, like, I had so much energy from obviously the calories, so I could have kept going.
Jeez.
But I knew, like, I was going to train the next day and stuff like that, so I didn't want to overdo it. And then for lunch, me and my dad did a reservation at the Brazilian Grill.
Oh, that looked,
Yeah, so this is when Aubrey actually ate, like, a good amount of food, and I was impressed. But, dude,
how
the
was
meat
it?
there is so good.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it was like just they just keep coming and coming and giving you meat and
so
stuff like that.
So what kind of meat is it? Is it like...
It is a bunch of things. There was like bacon wrapped filet mignon, bacon wrapped chicken, there was chicken breast, there was pork ribs, there was brisket, there was like steak and cheese, which was like a big steak, but it had like cheese filled in it. And then there was a bunch of other shit too. Like brisket, ribeye, like just everything.
So
like
is
anything you can think
is it
of.
just all meat?
Chicken heart. I had a chicken heart.
Chicken heart? Wow.
Yeah,
How was that?
Weird.
Yeah.
I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
It tastes like chicken, but it was much like chewier and gamey. But it wasn't. It didn't like taste bad or anything. So yeah, we did that. And then like I had a piece of cake there too because we told him it was my birthday, and he
cool.
came and gave me a piece of cake, which
was
bomb ass cake. Yeah, it was bomb ass cake too.
Yeah.
And then we went to, so I came back to my house. It was like around like 4:00 because Pat's game was on. So then we ordered pizza from Mark Anthony's.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, so we ordered pizza. I had 7 pieces of pizza, of large pizza. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, my
you
stomach.
You can fucking eat.
I can put down, bro. I could add more that day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, easily.
Hey, there you go. But hey.
Yeah, 7 pieces of pizza. Like, we got meat lovers pizza, buffalo chicken pizza, bacon feta, and just a cheese.
And isn't meat lovers your favorite?
Yeah, so I had 4 or 5 slices of the meat lovers, and then I had like 2 a bacon feta slice, or 2 bacon fetas. So I had 8 slices, 2 bacon fetas, and then a buffalo chicken slice.
There you go.
All right, then some time goes by, and it's time for cake. Obviously, it's my birthday. I'm gonna have some cake too, even though I had cake earlier. Cheesecake, 4 slices of cheesecake. 4 slices. I was like, Mom, get me one of those cheesecakes that like is like assorted flavors. Even though they were kind of all similar, so it like didn't really like, I didn't really get that like flavor, like a bunch of flavors. But yeah, 4 pieces of cheesecake and a piece of ice cream cake because my mom got ice cream cake for the kids because I was like, I want this cheesecake to myself, which is still like 2 slices upstairs.
That's funny.
It's very tempting, but like I'm back on my shit. So
yeah.
But yeah, so that was my cheat day. Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
What kind of? We should call that like the Trevor cheat day.
Yeah, I didn't eat the next day.
Just a cheat day. That's a Trevor cheat day.
Yeah, so the next day my mom wanted to cook for me because the next day was my actual birthday.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I'm not eating like anything throughout the whole day because I didn't need to. I could have fucking fasted for 3 days and been fine probably. But yeah, so she cooked me like her homemade meat sauce and homemade Alfredo.
How was that?
So I had a little bit of that. It's so good.
Oh,
dude, she's literally the best Alfredo you'll ever have. Like I don't like any other Alfredo. Because my mom's is so good, like if I eat another type of Alfredo, I'm like, this is disgusting. But it's not. But like, I don't like it.
You just don't. Yeah, you're so used to your mom, so it's like. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next day, I fasted for a little while, and then like had a protein bar for breakfast, and then like had some small stuff throughout the day.
Yeah.
And then the third day after, I actually like went back to normal food.
There you go. Yeah.
So yeah, it took me a couple of days. Yeah. I thought I was gonna have the shits. I never did.
You never did? No,
I didn't even shit. Like my shits weren't even bad.
Donuts?
Nothing, dude. I drank like 3 coffees that day too, or like 2, and because I was trying to like flush the system as I was doing it, but like obviously that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
But yeah, there wasn't like, I don't know, I didn't have any like digestive issues or anything.
For you.
Yeah, I know.
You're lucky.
This shit could take a lot, bro. And my girlfriend was like, "You're not gonna eat all that food."
You're like a big diesel truck.
Yeah, I could literally. I should low key be a strong man and just eat a bunch of.
You'd be on the show.
That'd be good. Yeah. That's dope. In other news, I started my certification program.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting certified as a nutrition coach through NCI, the Nutrition Coaching Institute. And their certifications are made by a man named Jason Phillips, who's fucking awesome. You should look him up. He's pretty cool. Yeah, so I started that. I actually did my first like module today, or didn't finish it, but it was like a 3.5 hour one. I only did like 2 hours. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I learned a lot today too in that 2 hour span. Yeah. So like I have a feeling like I'm gonna fucking be
is it like
Mr. Knowledge pretty soon.
Is it each week? Do you have like a quiz? Like how do they do that?
Yeah, so I could just bang the shit out in like a couple of days if I really wanted to. But there's like a shit ton of modules and like it's a whole book, so there's like chapters and shit like that. Yeah. So today was chapters 1 through 3, and then there's a quiz on chapters 1 through 3 at the end. So after I finished a module, I had to take a quiz. But I've been like taking notes and stuff like that. So
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I'm excited for sure.
Yeah.
because then I could spread this knowledge amongst you listeners and viewers and my clients, which I'm hopefully have some clients too. Their way of certifying you is super cool too. They give you like a guinea pig client and you have to coach them for like 90 days. And based on like their results and the way you prescribe them, like macros and like how they do and stuff like that, and basically your coaching process, that's how they certify you.
That's actually pretty cool.
It makes sense instead of just being like, all right, you learned this and you passed the test.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Because you don't know how to apply it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's like it's
cool. Like I think they give you like 2 to 5 clients or something like that.
Oh, so not okay. Yeah, because it depends on like the person too if they're really serious of working out.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's like,
yeah, it's definitely a psychological thing too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so that's cool. That's definitely a cool thing to look forward to.
But I also Rise 45 started Monster Mentality. This is the 3rd rendition of it, which we talked about last episode, I believe. Mm-hmm. Today is day 5 or 4 or 5. Oh, yeah. I started a new training too. So Adrian Conway and the people at FNX had an app created called a True app. It's TTRU. If you guys want to go download it, Adrian does all the programming through that app. It's like a lot of CrossFit stuff and whatnot, but I'm following the programming called True Aesthetics, which is bodybuilding with a twist is what they call it. Oh. Dude, I'm fucking fried. My CNS is like done, dude. Like the first day was so the way that he's programming these days is like it's called like squatting and pressing days, and then the other days are hinging and pulling or something like that, or hinging and I don't know. So like one day will be like pull-ups and deadlifts, and then the other day will be like squatting and benching.
Okay. So it's
benching, squatting, and then pressing and hinging, or pulling and hinging, benching and squatting, pressing and hinging, like that. It's like it just flip flops or whatever.
So how is that going with your like?
It's all right. Yeah, I'm sore, dude. The first day, my hamstrings were like done, and then I had to deadlift the next day. My hamstrings were fried. So then I went back to like squatting, and they started to heal. Like my hamstrings started to feel better, and then today I had to deadlift and stuff. So like my hamstrings are fucked. But tomorrow and then on Saturdays is arms and core. So it's just like
so that's
supersetting a couple arm workout. Yeah. So it's like a little bit of a break, and then Sundays is rest day. So
okay. So that's cool that they have a rest day to it. Yeah, obviously. Because I mean that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. It was definitely fucking taxing. Yeah. Dude, you're like not even in the frame almost. I should probably move the camera. Excuse me, guys. But yeah, so I've been using that programming, and shout out to Adrian. That program's fucking sick.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm like, dude, like it's so good after the work, and they at the end. So this is the little twist that they have at the end of every like weightlifting session. They have like conditioning. So today's conditioning was 100 kettlebell swings and 100 sit-ups for time. So like I did like sets of like 30 and 40 and stuff like that, and you just go until you finish, and I completed it in like 9 minutes and 30 seconds or whatever. And then like what was yesterday's conditioning? Here, let me check, because I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh, there's a timer.
17 minutes. That's 18 minutes right there.
That's 18? Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you did 18. But yesterday's conditioning was 50 goblet squats and 50 dumbbell push presses. Which a push press is like dumbbells. Dude, those fucking killed me. I was like, oh, push press, it's probably gonna be easy.
Yeah.
I did 35s. I could only get 10. And then I was like, I gotta drop this weight because it says to do like, it's like, oh, use a weight that you'll go unbroken with them. And I was like, fuck that. So I went down to 20s, and like even that was like hard, bro. I struggled to get 50 with that. And then Wednesday's conditioning, so Wednesday was just cardio and core. So it was 45 to 60 minutes of steady state cardio. I just walked on a treadmill on incline. And then the core was 300 Russian twists. So I did 3 sets of 100 Russian twists. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. With weight too.
With weight, yeah.
And then like Tuesday's conditioning was 10 single leg RDLs, 10 burpees, 20 Russian twists for 5 sets. Like this shit's hard, bro. Like,
dude,
so that one was the hardest one this week. I literally like at the end I was like I like leaned on the wall, bro. I was like gasping for air, like it was fucking done, because like so it's like bodybuilding workouts, but then like a little CrossFit conditioning thing. At the end.
No,
it's pretty neat.
That's cool. Yeah,
it's really neat.
Definitely something to like look into.
Yeah. Very good training.
That's good though. Yeah,
I'm training fucking hard as fuck. I'm very excited for tomorrow's arm day though, because I miss getting an arm pump.
Oh, I bet.
Because it's just like is not like that's something. I'm not used to it. Yeah, it's
exactly.
unorthodox to me. Like, and that's
but
why
what's good though, because it's for your body. It's good to change up your.
Yeah, it's definitely a good change of pace, and I'm definitely gonna reap the benefits of it. Especially because the fact that I'm not eating in a deficit now. Well, I still technically am, but like had the cheat day obviously, and then like I had to like get back on track or whatever. But I'm not like trying to lose weight at the moment, so I'm actually back up to 199, which is good.
199.
So I got down to 196, and then I didn't weigh myself before the cheat day, so I was probably like 196 like usual. And then I didn't like weigh myself for until like 2-3 days after the cheat day.
Cheat day, okay, yeah, makes sense.
Because like I literally like just drank I upped my water intake by like 2 times, so I was drinking 2 gallons for like 3 days.
Okay.
And then was like working out in like sweats in a hoodie to try to like sweat out all the fucking glycogen and stuff like that was like in my system because I didn't need it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and then. Yeah, so I'm trying like to do like this maintenance phase throughout Rise 45. So a month and a half just trying to eat at maintenance and try to maintain between 198 and 202 pounds. We ran into some technical difficulties, but we figured out, as you can see right here, we connected the pod track thing that we record the podcast on to my laptop to have sustained energy.
New rule: no drinks on this.
Oh no, we're good. But. Yeah, so the batteries die, and then we put the other ones in, and those die too, and we were like, what the fuck? So we should probably figure out how to do this, and now we figured it out, so we're good now. But yeah, trying to maintain my weight throughout Rise 45. This is the 3rd time I'm saying this. It's for you guys, for the people. And then I'm going on a bulk in hopes to put on some muscle mass, but also like reboot my metabolism. And then we'll go back into maintenance for like a little while and maintain like a heavier weight. As soon as you say that, I hit my drink. That's crazy. I couldn't see it because the mic. But yeah, try to maintain my heavier weight. So like probably at the end of the bulk, my goal is probably like, I don't know, maybe like 210, 215, and just maintain that for like a month or whatever, and then go and then cut for the summer. So
there you go.
Get nice and shredded.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, my hunger like after that cheat day was like ridiculous. After like the 3 days. So well, like I was saying, like before the batteries died and shit. I'm using RP Diet app throughout this maintenance phase to see what my macros and what my calorie like intake should be. And it actually started me at 2,100 calories, which is lower than the 2,300 calories I was at the end of my diet phase. So I don't know why I did that, but I'm like following it because like obviously if it's too little and I start losing weight again, it's gonna go back up. So whatever, we'll follow them for now, and comply with the app and what it's telling me, and if it goes wrong, then the app's gonna correct itself anyways. And that's the benefit of using that app. But that actually goes right into what we're gonna talk about today, kind of. Originally we were gonna talk about some weightlifting, but then like we already technically did an episode on that, but we could have went in more depth, so we were gonna do like another episode, like just like the last episode was about cardio. But I had a doctor's appointment today, and my doctor made me want to talk about something else, basically.
Yeah.
So, what we're talking about today? What are we talking about today? I want you to break the ice.
All right, we are talking about today being too healthy.
Is there such a thing as being too healthy in your opinion?
Yeah, honestly, I think there is. Yeah.
What would you define like? Too healthy?
Like maybe like like.
There is such a thing. And we kind of touched on this a little bit in the last episode, because obviously like there's such thing as like doing too much cardio. You know what I mean? So So when it comes to health and like people's health, like so I'm straight up winging this episode, so this might be like a shitty episode. I don't even know.
We are both doing
this. Might not even fucking be uploaded if it's that bad, which would suck. But we're kind of just winging it today. But like when it comes to someone's health, there's like a lot of things that go into someone's health. It's not just about like, oh, is your diet good? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot to do with like the mental health side of things, like being like good up here, so that way everything else can be good. And that comes first, obviously, like before anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I don't know, because my mental health was fucked a long time ago, or not a long time ago, but before I lost all the weight and stuff like that. Like my mental health was pretty shitty. And then I was like, all right, well, let's like get physically fit and better physically. And then when I got physically better, the mental health, like I got mentally better. So to say that like mental health goes before physical health, it kind of like collapses on itself. But in some cases, if you're not like obese like I was and like and whatnot, like if you're in like decent shape and stuff, like say like you take someone like you who's like in decent shape, like when you started you were in decent shape, you weren't like fat and you weren't like fucking obese. Like, and but you were like just like you could be mentally like not there, like you could be depressed, you can suffer with anxiety and whatnot, and then correcting that, you're able to be physically fit. Like you have to correct that first. So it depends on who you are. It depends on who you are.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, like I said, like before I started, I suffered a lot with like mental health issues, and I said I would talk about it on a podcast. So this might be the one to talk about it on. Where do I start? So back in like freshman year, I had like this thing. It's called if you want to look it up, because I don't know the exact definition of it, and it's a very fucking weird thing, and the health community like fucking like disregards it and says it like doesn't exist basically, but it does. I had it, trust me, I fucking know. It's called DPD, depersonalization disorder, or derealization disorder is also another name, or they're two separate things, but I had both of them, but they go like hand in hand. They're basically like the same thing. So what it was, and I don't know the exact cause of it, but it happened when I smoked weed, and that's why I stopped smoking weed. But it also happened when my grandfather died, and then it also happened... Excuse me. When else did it happen? It happened when I was in college as well, when I wasn't smoking weed. Because I smoked weed, it happened, and I was like, oh, it definitely wasn't weed, even though it was. But I was just a stupid young kid who wanted to smoke weed. And as soon as I got out of it, I started smoking weed again, and I was fine. So I was like, oh, it's not the weed.
Yeah.
And then like I smoked weed one time, like a year later or whatever, and it happened again. And I was like, oh shit, maybe it is the weed. So then I cut out the weed, and then it happened when my grandfather died, and I was like, okay, so it's definitely not the weed. Like it's got to be something else. And it turns out it's an anxiety and depression induced like thing. It's so the symptoms are like you basically get into a psychosis and like an out of body experience for like for me it was like 6 to 9 days. So I would basically like it's like feeling like it's very hard to describe. Like me just telling you like what it is like not gonna like make you understand it. So like if you don't have it, like you can't understand what it is. But it's like almost like you're living in third person. Like you're like it's like you're up here watching yourself do everything. And so when I would go into these episodes, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't go out of the house. Like I couldn't watch TV. Like I couldn't do shit besides sleep, eat, and listen to music. And that's why like music is such a big thing in my life because it was like
it helps you.
The medicine for me when I was going through shit like that. And yeah, so I was sleeping like 18 hours a day when I would go through these things. And the worst time it happened was probably, I want to say, I don't know, in college, actually. It was probably the worst one, which is bad because this was after it's already happened like 5 times. So I was kind of like accustomed to it, and I kind of like knew what was going to happen. Like, all right, I'm going to be out of commission for 6 to 9 days, and then it'll be good. Yeah. And I kind of knew how to deal with it at that point. Like, listen to music, sleep, and just like chill.
Lay down,
It's just like chilling. Like, you can't, because if I do anything that's like stressful or anything like that, it like fucks me up and makes it worse. But like it happens like, and then when I get out of it, my sleep is all fucked up because I was sleeping like 18 hours a day. Mm-hmm. So like once I get out of it, I'm only sleeping like 4 hours a night and like waking up and I'm like it's so weird. It's a very odd like thing. But I actually one time when it happened, like this was, I think it was like the second or third time it happened. My mom like didn't know what to do with me. So I was in the hospital and the hospital was like, we don't know what to do with you and you're just like taking up space basically because like really? They couldn't treat me, dude. Yeah, they couldn't treat me. So then they sent me to, I think I went to BMC, like Boston Medical Center.
Oh yeah.
And I got every test on the fucking list. like literally I got like CAT scan, brain scan, like fucking like all these blood tests, MRI on my brain, like everything, like literally everything. I got spinal tap twice, which I think I talked about that, right? You told me about that when they fucked up my back. And I got every single test, and then like literally I had to sleep with like sticky things on my fucking brain because they thought it was like something wrong with my brain.
Your brain,
like I don't know, like something going on. And like they were like, we don't know what the fuck to do with you.
Jeez.
At BMC, which is like a huge like fucking hospital, and like
that's one of the
really good doctors and everything.
Definitely. Yeah.
And then they were like I literally had like every single type of doctor coming in my room like every day, like asking me the same fucking questions. The same questions.
How old were you again when this happened?
15.
15.
So first time it happened, I was 14. It was freshman year. And then like it was actually clutch. It happened right before finals, and I didn't have to take finals. And then they got rid of finals the next year, so I never had to take finals, which is gas. So I forget what I was saying.
About all the doctors and stuff.
Oh yeah, so asking me like every single the same questions and stuff like that, and then they were like, "All right, well, we don't know what to fucking do with you either." So they sent me to the loony bin. I was actually in like an asylum. I was in an asylum for like 4 days, and it was fucking retarded. Like I don't mean to say that word, but like it was stupid. When I say retarded, it just means stupid. All right, it doesn't. I'm not trying to offend anyone, but it was on the tail end of one of my psychosis episodes. So once I started, I literally got put into the asylum when I started feeling better. So I was like normal at the point when they put me in there. So they put me in there with a bunch of kooks, and I like I didn't fit in there. Like I fucking hated it, and I was like, why the fuck am I in here? I actually like broke one of the bed frames because I was fucking punching shit because I was just like I was very angry that I was in that spot.
Definitely, man.
The doctor was calling me a psycho. Which, wow, what a great doctor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was, like, calling me a psycho and shit, telling me I need meds. And, like, I know I didn't want to go on medication because fuck that. And, like, it could have, like, I saw what medications did to my brother and stuff like that. And it's kind of ironic because I'm on medications now. But, like, it's kind of like I guess, like, I don't know, it's more like a leap of faith type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need them. I know I don't need them, but if there's a potential that like a medicine could help me with my problems, I'm going to take it. So I was in there for a while, and luckily there's a dude there. I wish I had his contact information and stuff so I could give him a call, but he was super helpful. He was a Patriots fan.
Hey.
So the hospital I went to was called the asylum, but it's like a mental hospital. It's not really an asylum. It's called Arbor Fuller. So look that place up. I was there for a while.
Is that in the city? Is that in Boston?
I don't even know. I don't remember the ambulance ride. I don't remember shit. I don't remember how I got there. Like, and that was a thing too. Like, I would forget a lot of things. It was almost like being drunk. Like when you wake up from a blackout and you like don't remember shit. You only remember like pieces of shit for that. Yeah. So it was like I only remember like bits and pieces of that like 6 to 9 days when I was in the psychosis. So people were like telling me like, "Oh, do you remember this?" And I'm like, "No, fuck, I didn't do that. Like, I don't remember." So there was some really like bad things that I did, and I didn't. It's hard to explain, dude. Like I did some fucked up shit when I was sick, and I had no control of myself. Like it wasn't me.
So like, it was literally. That's
like someone else. It wasn't me. And I had like a girlfriend at the time, or both times it happened, or like it happened like 5 times I think. And like I said, like music and sleep were the only thing that really helped. And luckily it happened that last time in college was the last time it happened, due to like the stress. It was midterm week and stuff like that. And it was like super stressful. And then like, so I just came to the realization it's literally just a stress induced thing. It's like anxiety and stuff. But then I got healthy and I don't deal with that anymore. I haven't dealt with it since.
Yeah.
And I think it had a lot to do with me being overweight and self-conscious and like hating myself and being depressed because like I was...
You were down on yourself. Yeah. Like you were like, like this
so
is who I am.
I think that had like a big impact on my mental health is being like not obese anymore, like losing all that weight and stuff like that, like just made me like healthier mentally. More so.
And appreciate yourself more like in a way too. Cause like...
so I lost all that weight and like... Yeah. I just felt better mentally. Like I just felt like I was like a new person basically, and I am.
Yeah, no,
like
definitely.
I think I said it in one of the episodes, but like if you like know me now or like think you know me, from like my past self. Like that's not me, bro.
Yeah.
You don't actually know me anymore. But yeah, so luckily, like I put my life on the line basically, and was like, fuck it, if I don't get healthy, like I'm gonna fucking like, I don't know. There was a point where I did have suicide thoughts, like like just like looking in the mirror and being like, things probably would just be better if I wasn't around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like hard to like face that, but I know like now that it was so fucking worth it. And like changing my life was so like, it was just the best thing I ever could have done. And luckily I was able to do it on my own, because some people just don't have the will to do that. And like, I don't fucking know how I did it, but I fucking did it, and I don't regret a damn thing about it.
Yeah.
I also like did it in the crash diet way, and like obviously I went keto and stuff like that. And knowing everything that I know now, I would have done it much differently. Like I would have just like counted my calories and stuff like that, because I did lose a large amount of weight very fast, and like too fast basically.
Yeah.
Because I was probably like realistically, like when I started losing weight, the weight was just peeling off my body, because I was probably in like a 2,000 calorie deficit.
Oh, so yeah.
I was just eating so much less than I like was used to at that point. So I could have done it a lot differently and probably be more jacked, and probably like not have as much like loose skin and stuff like that, which I don't have like terrible loose skin. Like I can deal with it. It's not even that bad. But yeah, I could have been better looking and stuff. But like I learned a lot throughout like that like weight loss journey, and it's definitely like benefited me in a shit ton of ways, and some of them like indescribable. Like
that's crazy. Yeah,
I don't have to deal with like that like DPD disorder anymore. And like I kind of wanted to talk about like where my mental health has like where it's at now, because it's in a different spot. It's not the best, it's better than it was before, but I'm dealing with a lot of different shit, and that's because literally I had a doctor's appointment today. My doctor was like, it comes to a point where you're just like kind of being too healthy. And that's what I want to talk about, because it does exist. It exists in the form of like dieting, or like chronic dieting, chronic lifting, or like chronic cardio, like just doing too much of stuff. And we talked about that in the last episode, like doing too much cardio and stuff like that is going to be detrimental to your health. In more ways than one, because I actually learned today in my, in the course I'm taking, today was like chapters 1 through 3. It's on like, it's all like the science behind everything, like calories. And then the next one was, I forget what the other one was, or it might have been like, so the next one was energy systems, which I learned a shit on, like
that's cool,
the glycolytic system and the oxidative system and the ADP PC like pathways, like just a bunch of shit that I've never like heard before, like anyone say. And I was like, what the fuck? Like it was almost like overwhelming, and I was learning too much. But also like about hormones and shit like that. And that kind of sparked my interest a little bit too, because I have had hormonal like issues in the past, and that was due to being too healthy. Chronically dieting, like just eating in a deficit for like such a long fucking period of time, like that whole like year and then some, like just eating too little for what my body needs, especially from the like demand that my muscles and everything needed, because of the fact I was training so hard. So when your body doesn't have like enough fuel, it either breaks down muscle or it resorts to hormonal like dysfunction. And that's what happened. Like unfortunately I got a little too healthy. Like that's basically like in layman's terms, like that's how you put it. Like I was too healthy. I was training too hard, and fueling my body too little for how I was training. And it fucked up my T levels. It fucked up my testosterone. If you don't know what that is, it's a male hormone. You should know what that is by now if you're listening to this. If you're like fucking 10 years old listening to this, like, get out of here. But yeah, so my testosterone got like depleted basically. And this was at a point where I was like almost like too... I looked like skinny fat.
Oh, skinny fat,
because this was when I got down to 180, because I was fucking starving myself. Like I didn't do it the healthy way, and my metabolism is like still recovering from that. Also, because after that, I like went on a binge cycle, and like my body didn't know what the fuck was going on. It was so hungry all the time, and like it just like basically like my body was just like, it had enough of not eating enough. So it was like, all right, we're gonna fucking stuff our face, and it was like uncontrollable. Like I couldn't fucking do it. So then I got up to that like 212, 213 like area, and I was like, all right, I feel like my metabolism's fixed, which it wasn't probably, and it probably still isn't. I should have when I got to that higher weight and I was like, all right, I need to like do something. I shouldn't have been like, all right, let's go on a cut, honestly. What I did, but like I don't regret it because like I'm at a better weight now and stuff like that. And I know it's bad to like think that like weight is the only thing that matters, because it's not. And like my goals are like shifting now, but I should have like went into a maintenance phase and been like, all right, I'm 211. I should get comfortable just eating healthy foods and fueling my body properly. And then like after like a month or two, then go on a cut. But I didn't. I cut and now I'm in maintenance. And I'm learning now. But then I'm going to go on a bulk, and that's going to fix my whole metabolism issue, because I'll be bulking for like probably like 3 months. So then like my body will be like, all right, I know how to burn calories again. But yeah, so I fucked up my testosterone, and that's being too healthy. Have you ever like experienced anything like where you're being too healthy? Like, have you ever like ran like too much? Like when you started and stuff?
I have, like I did once, I think it was last summer when I like wasn't as now like with running and stuff. I did run myself, and I felt like at the time, I remember I was like right at near the Bourne Bridge, and I felt like my heart was like missing a beat. You know what I mean? Like, it was weird.
That's scary. And you're like epileptic, so like...
Yeah, so that's why it was like... Yeah, I actually had to go... I went to the hospital. The ambulance came. That was kind of scary, because like it was when COVID was bad and stuff. Because I felt like I was having almost like a small heart attack. But what it was just on how hot it was, and I probably wasn't really hydrated, and also I was having like a small what's it called? It's when you feel it's like a oh god oh
I
my
wish
god,
I could punch it for you, but
it's right up at the top. Oh man, it's a
you don't have to give me the name.
It's
It'll
not
pop
like
up,
it's like a yeah head. It's but it's like when you go like you feel like you're it's like all stress and stuff, but it's like you feel like something's like when something's wrong, like when you feel like something's wrong, it's like a little small panic attack,
like anxiety attack.
Yeah, anxiety
type of thing.
attack. So it was like, you know, so I was like, and my face was turned really red. So I had to call my mom, and she came and picked me up and stuff, and then we went to the house, and then the ambulance came. But yeah, it was just, I think I was like, it was like dehydrated, but then also they said that, because they asked like what I was doing, I was like, oh, I was running, and they're like, oh, do you like run a lot? I'm like, oh, I just started to, and they're like, or how many, like, what did you do and stuff? And
you
I was
were like progressing too fast,
pretty
type
much
of thing.
like I was like overdoing, because I was like also like I was running like almost every day, but I was running a lot. So they said like it was probably just over time when you like with running, it's like the type of thing like we said in the last episode, cardio, it can actually, you know, it can kill you. Like that's why if you run like
your heart was probably like not used to being at that BPM. So then it was like, so what the fuck is going on? It probably thought you were like it probably thought like you were like you were about to have a heart attack, because it was beating like too fast for what it was used to.
Yeah, and my aunt, one of my aunts had a heart attack before, and she like when I was telling her about it and stuff, she was like, that was scary, because it's like almost like what it is like when you, because I felt like my left arm felt numb. Like it was only like numb to symptoms. Like this way. It wasn't like the whole arm. It was like half the arm. So it was weird.
That's very scary.
Yeah, I was like, dude, it was fucking it was bad.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did have an experience similar when like it was like, oh, we shouldn't be saying that word.
Ah, damn it.
Whatever. Too late. Yeah. Maybe I'll go in and mute it if I can.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what time? What are we at? Oh, shit. Well, it's kind of hard to fucking tell, because this died like twice in that. We always record that or whatever. I'll find it when we're editing. Yeah. But I had an experience where, so my heart, I felt like the same way almost. Like it was not that it's skipping a beat, because I do actually have a heart murmur.
Oh, you do?
But it's very minor. So like the doctors like never really like, they didn't like even write it down. It was when I was a kid, so I don't even know if I have it anymore. Oh, like it was like so minor that it wasn't gonna affect me when I grew up and stuff like that. So they never even like did anything.
Yeah.
But I started having like heart palpitations. And this actually happens when I'm under the influence of THC, like too much. And this is another reason why I can't smoke. But I was having like these heart palpitations, and I felt like I wasn't getting enough oxygen. Like when I was breathing, like, you know, when you like breathe, like you can have like that deep breath.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. Like, I couldn't do that, and it was, like, scaring me. So then it would make me anxious, and then it would, like, it was fucking my breathing up even more.
Even more, because you were...
So it was actually, like, so they thought it was, like, COVID. Like, that's what I thought. I was like, I can't breathe, like, and I did have, like, a runny nose and shit like that, so I was like, I don't know if this is what it is, because it was at the beginning, before we knew, like, the symptoms and shit like that. Like, it was just kind of, like, a weird thing. So I went and got tested negative. And I like had a doctor's appointment because I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Because I told my boss, like, this is what's going on. And he was like, stay home for 2 weeks. I was like, all right. But it turns out it was anxiety-induced asthma. So, like, just, like, being so anxious because, once again, this is, like, goes back to being too healthy. It was because this was when I was still losing weight and stuff like that. And I was so, like, addicted to the scale that, like, oh, if the scale didn't drop a pound this week, like, I'm going to decrease my calories even more. Like,
so it was like...
It was very bad. Yeah, it was in my head.
Yeah.
And I was very anxious about the way I looked and the number on the scale. And I still, like, struggle with it today. And I was talking to my doctor about it today. And I will be, like, going to see a therapist pretty soon because that's something that kind of, like, need to do for my mental health. Just to improve it a little more and have someone to talk to because it's fucking hard. Yeah. It's very hard to, like... Because I know... It's really bad because... I know what my thoughts are, and I'm very in tune with them lately. Like I've been like trying to be more mindful of like my thoughts and my emotions and stuff like that, and everything around me. And I know, like, I'll look in the mirror and I'll be like, dang, like, you don't look good enough. But then I'm like, why am I thinking that right now? Like, look, think about how far you've came and stuff like that. So I know I'm like having these negative thoughts, and I almost knocked it over again. I know I'm having these negative thoughts, and I know I shouldn't. But I still do, and I don't understand why. Really? It's very hard. It's a very, like, weird mental battle. It's almost like I have two brains, and, like, one of them wants to be negative, and the other one's like, yo, shut the fuck up. Yeah. But it's very, I don't know, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It stems from, like, being addicted to the scale and stuff like that when I was obese. So, like, that was, like, one of the biggest, like, markers of progress for me when I was, like, overweight, because obviously... that means I'm progressing, but now it's like I'm at a healthy weight. I should be using other markers of progress to see if I'm like progressing, like like strength, like are my lifts going up? Am I getting stronger? Like
instead of doing
I should do like measurements and be like, all right, is like my arms getting bigger and my waist getting smaller, or like the other way around? Like, you know what I mean? Like there's more than one marker of progress. It's not just about the scale. And anyone who struggles with like dealing with the number on the scale, like. I still do. Like, it's fucking hard. Yeah. Like, I still do. Like, I weighed myself 2 days ago, after, like, my cheat day and stuff like that. Obviously, I knew I was going to be up because, like, I did the cheat day and everything like that. So I wasn't anxious about it because I knew, like I didn't weigh myself after the cheat day because then I would have saw, like, a big number and been like, fuck, let's starve myself for, like, a week. And I know better, so I was like, I'm not going to look at the scale for, like, a couple of days, and I'm going to, get back on track and see where I'm at. So, like, today I was, like, 196.5, and then, like, 4 days later, 199 or something like that. And, like, that was 2 days ago, and this morning I weighed myself because, like, the app has me weigh myself twice a week. So I'm weighing on Tuesdays and Fridays. And today I was 199.4. So, like, I maintained my 199 for 3 days or whatever. So, and that's the goal. So, like, when I weigh in on Tuesday, I'm hoping to see, like, 199. Like, I don't want to... I can, like I said, it's like a range of 198 to 202, like a 4-pound range. So I'm trying to, like, be good with that.
And maybe think if it's not like that, then, like, you just get it next time instead of, like, drowning on the fact that, you know what I mean? Because maybe that's, like...
Because it's literally, like, you think, like, you have so much, like, control over that number on the scale. On the scale. But you really don't.
No, it's
like, it is what it is.
It is. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is. Like, I know that, but subconsciously, I'm still like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it's a very bad cycle to be in, and like, if you're struggling with shit like
too,
very annoying. Yeah, if you're struggling with something like that, like, please reach out to me. Like, I would love to talk to you about it because I deal with it myself, and like, it's good to have like someone to relate to. Yeah. And people think I'm fucking like Superman or some shit. Like, no. I fucking have so many bullet hole wounds and shit like that. I'm not bulletproof. Like, when it comes to this whole, like, nutrition thing and stuff like that, I'm still learning. I'm still figuring out my body. I'm still trying to figure out what works. And I know what works, but, like everyone's different. It's such a long process. It's like, it's not a marathon. Yeah, it's not a race. It's a marathon. Like, I'm still going, and people, like,
Go at your own pace.
When I post about something like, oh, like I struggle with body image and stuff like that, people are like, what the fuck, really?
Yeah.
But you look so jacked, like you look so good. I'm like, not in my head. Like I don't fucking think I look good. Like I don't look good enough. Like,
and the person that's probably thinking they
look worse than me, so they would be like, they would kill for the body that I have, but like I would kill for like a body that like fucking someone else has. It's like, and everyone struggles with like different shit like that. But body dysmorphia and like body image issues are like a big thing that I struggle with more so than like the number on the scale. Because I know that the number on the scale, like I said, like you can't really control it. Like it is what it is. You can eat less to like lose weight, and you can eat more to gain weight. But at the end of the day, it's like you don't necessarily have control of the number on the scale for that day. You only can control like, all right, like if you weigh yourself now and then you like eat in a deficit for like a month, then you have like you can control the long term. You can't really control that short period times, like weighing yourself every single day, and that's like a big thing. I used to weigh myself every single day, so that's what fucked with me even more mentally. So I actually like got rid of the scale, and I talked about this on another episode like earlier than this. I gave the scale to my mom. I was like, fucking take this thing away from me.
Saying that.
Yeah, so like it's weird, and this is right back to what I was saying. It's like I know these things are fucking bad, and I know how to deal with them, but I don't. Like, it's like very weird situation that I'm in. But yeah, I gave the scale to my mom, and like I stayed away from the scale for like a week or 2 weeks, but then that's when I started binge eating and stuff like that, because I was like, oh well, I don't have to look at the scale anymore, so I can eat whatever the fuck I want. So then there was another fucking mental battle to battle on. Like, all right, I got to figure out how to not fucking binge and eat everything in the fucking house. So that was a struggle. And that's due to fucking starving yourself like that. I was literally eating so little that my body, as soon as it got like a little bit more, it was like more, like please more, please more. And that was fucked up. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, I still struggle with like body image and stuff today. And I was talking to my doctor about it today, and she was like, you like really like, it's because I have such like high standards for myself. I hold myself to such a high standard, almost like unimaginable or like unachievable type of standard.
It's like
she's like, you're like, you want to be fucking up here, but in reality, the best you can do is up here. So like, so maybe and I'm like here, so it's more like, so like maybe, I could get to here, but I want to get to here, and I want to get faster. You know what I mean? So it's like,
so like maybe instead of being like Superman, being like the best that you can be. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because it's like, you know,
fuck it, I'm just gonna hop on steroids.
He says, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just hop on steroids."
That's a conversation I would have to have with my doctor before I do anything like that, but.
Is your doctor nice though? Like she's
very nice. She's been my doctor since I was like fucking, I don't know.
That's cool.
Born? I don't even
really?
know.
Yeah.
Sometime like really when I was really young.
Oh, that's cool.
And she's also my dad's doctor, my mom's doctor, my little sister's doctor, my older sister's doctor.
Oh, that's
so it's
just
like a family doctor.
Yeah, that's like the same thing with our doctors. Yeah, that's cool though. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So today's appointment was actually a follow-up appointment because I'm on medication, like I said. I'm on Wellbutrin. For those of you wondering, it's like bupropion, but it's the common name is Wellbutrin. I'm on 150 milligrams a day, or I have been, and I didn't know until today, but I was supposed to bump the dosage up myself after 3 days. So I've only been taking 150 milligrams a day, which is one pill. But after that 3 days, I was supposed to bump up to 2. So now I'm bumping up to 2 a day.
Yeah.
So I'm at 300 milligrams of it a day, and like gonna see how that like affects my mood swings and stuff like that, because unfortunately on the 150 milligrams a day, I didn't have like bad symptoms. Like I wasn't.
Oh yeah.
My girlfriend said she had like a handful of symptoms, and she was like, "Oh, it's gonna suck for you" and stuff like that. But everyone reacts differently, and I'm also much like bigger than her. And like I'm a man, so we have different hormones, and like it's just completely different. Like you can't compare one person to another person, like medications. Like she said, one of her friends is on Wellbutrin, just got put on Wellbutrin as well, and she's like getting massive bipolar swings. So it's like I'm taking it to help my bipolarness, but she's taking it for something else, but it's making her bipolar. It's like everyone like reacts differently to medications like that. It is an SSRI, which is like a selective serotonin receptor inhibitor. So it basically like gives you like a steady drip of serotonin throughout the day.
Oh, okay.
That's what its goal is. So that way you don't fucking like get depressed and stuff like that. It's more for depression than it is anxiety. But it can't help with anxiety. So I'm taking it for anxiety because I'm not depressed. Like, I'm not a depressed person.
Yeah.
Like, anyone who knows me, like, knows I'm not fucking, like, like, and it's like, some people are, like, struggling with depression. They don't seem like it, but you can kind of tell, like, who those people are.
Oh, no, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, you can tell people are, like, trying to, like, acting like they're happy when they're not. But if you're truly happy, like, you can tell if someone's truly happy.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I am. I'm not like a depressed person or anything like that, but I do get the mood swings, like, just randomly. And this goes back to me, like, being like, I know I'm in tune with my emotions and I'm trying to be better with them. So, like, I know when I get in those mood swings, I'm just like, why am I feeling like this? Like, this is fucking stupid. But I still feel that way and I can't control it. Like, it's just uncontrollable. And this is how people, like, I don't understand why people, like, think that mental health is like, oh, you're just being a pussy. It's like, no, dude. I can't control that shit. Dude. Like, it just happened. Like, it's literally, it's like chemical imbalances in your brain and your hormones and stuff like that. It's like,
they
you can't help it.
I feel like people think that, like, the people that, like, walk around that are big and stuff like you, and that, like, you know, you're so big and stuff, but it's like, those people can have the same kind of problems that a person that...
Dude, why do you think I'm getting big? It's like, like, being, like, obese my whole life, I didn't want to be that person. So now I am trying to put, like, in my head, I'm still that fat kid. You know what I mean? So that's how it is when you're like that your whole life. It's like, I still feel like I'm a fucking fat fuck that, like, has no life. Because you
said you got picked on too, right?
Yeah. I did get bullied and stuff like that. Too, is
that I feel like it's crazy because I have a couple of friends that, you know, that were really obese when they were young, and they got picked on that to the point that they were almost gonna, you know, it sucks to say it, but they were almost going to commit suicide because of how bad it was and stuff, you know what I mean? Because, you know, people, like, they suck, dude. Like, they, you know what I mean? And that shit's, like, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's sad, man. Like...
Yeah, so I did, like, struggle with bullying, but it wasn't... Like, in high school, it was never... Yeah. So, in middle school and stuff like that, in elementary, it was weight. It was because I was fat. I was the fat kid.
Yeah.
But when it got into high school, no one really gives a fuck about your weight. Like, I wasn't the only fucking overweight kid in the school. Like, obviously, like, a bunch of people are overweight. And I also played football, so, like, people, like, thought of me as a big kid.
I feel like you were in the crowd that, like, were the ones that really didn't... Like, some of them might have picked on other people, but not all of them. So it's like, you know what I mean? It just depends on the crowd that you surround yourself with. Because if you're in the crowd that is, like, you know, that it isn't usually the ones that do pick on people, then you might not get picked on, you know what I mean? Like, because you'll probably do it too, like, you know what I mean? So it's all the kind of type of...
It's like a popularity scale.
You know what I mean? And it sucks to say it, but it's...
You know what? And it's weird because Bourne didn't really have, like, a popularity thing. It was more, like, cliquey. Like, like there was, like, no one was like, oh, those are the popular kids. You know what I mean? Like, everyone was kind of just, like, had their own, like, little clique. And it was, like, everyone was kind of, like, equal. But, like... Obviously, there was people that, like, partied and stuff like that. Fuck. So, like, those are the popular kids. Even though it wasn't really like, a popularity thing. Because I was, like, in the middle of it. Like, I hung out with some of the kids that, like, weren't popular. But I also, like, hung out with, like, the football players and people that, like, were popular.
Yeah.
And I didn't felt like I fit into either one of those groups necessarily. Which was a struggle. But, like... I got, like, I mentioned it in the last time, like, people, like, didn't invite me to parties and shit like that, but yet I would hang out with them and they would act cool with me in school and stuff like that, so I didn't understand that. The timer's about to go off, but, oh, shit. Yeah, but, I also, like, didn't want to hang out with the kids who weren't popular because I wanted to be, like, I wanted to be popular.
You wanted to be like them, yeah.
Everyone does. And, I don't know, like now, like, yeah, so throughout high school, like, bullying wasn't a big thing.
Yeah.
It was more, if I got picked on, it was more because I did music. It wasn't, like, a weight thing.
So it was what you liked to do, and it was what made you happy.
I basically got bullied, for doing what I liked.
For what your passion was.
Yeah, being passionate, And it's kind of like the same thing with, like, drama kids. It's like, people bully kids who do drama because they like to do drama. It's like, oh, you're a fucking weirdo. It's like, but dude, I wanted to do drama, but I didn't do it because of the fact I was like, well, what are people going to think about me?
Exactly.
I did care, like, a lot about what people thought about me, and that's kind of this, like, and it's come back full circle. I literally am, like, and I was big and fat and, like, played football and stuff like that to try to, like, hide the fact that in inside, I was just a little fucking. I was still like a little fat kid that wanted to get bullied, but it was like, or not wanted to, but like I'm still like that little guy. And I got big and fat and was lifting weights and played football and stuff to try to like hide that inner like little kid like type of thing. And it's like, oh, like to put over like a shell over the small guy and put on like a what is it called? Like a fuck, I can't think of the word now. Oh, fuck, that pisses me off. But just like basically like just like act like I'm someone else when I'm not. I don't necessarily know where the camera stopped, but I literally put on, and I still can't think of the word.
It's gonna come to you right after this podcast.
Yeah, probably.
Over, so.
It's like fuck, it's pissing me off. It's on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, I think it starts with a P. I don't know why, but I'm thinking P. But I just was like, in reality, like throughout high school and stuff like that, and people like, this is me being completely like transparent and honest with the people listening right now. I wasn't a fucking big tough guy. I was a pussy. Like on the inside, I was a scared little kid that like cared so much about what other people think of him that he put on a mask and acted like he was happy and this big tough guy, when in reality he was just a scared little kid who like hated himself, hated the way he looked. I struggle with like I said, like I struggled, and no one knows this, but I struggle with a lot of like anxiety and depression like throughout high school. Like through like girlfriend trauma and stuff like that, which sucks to say that it did like fuck with me a lot, because like you wouldn't expect it to, like I'm a guy, whatever, but I'm a very like an emotional person, and I get that from my father. He's the same way. Like he gets very emotional, and I do too. But yeah, and this kind of why I'm like right now I'm trying to fill the void of like being that scared little kid again, like being that small fucking, I don't know, like what the, I don't know, I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, nah.
If you're listening, you probably know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like basically, you know what it is? It's basically like, now think of it in this way. This is actually a good way to put it.
Okay.
Captain America before he got the serum. Before he got jacked. Like, I'm that guy, that little guy in my head.
Yeah.
But like I'm like lifting and like trying to like get everything and stuff like that to get to the like Captain America is now. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's like my whole life I put on, like I pretended to be Captain America when in reality I was the small version of him before he got the super soldier serum.
I think I know what the word you're talking about now.
Can't think of it.
Man,
but,
shit.
And of course, like I'm fucking relating it to superheroes, but like that's how I felt. Like
yeah.
And now it's more of, I'm not fucking trying to be like I'm not acting like I'm Captain America, but I lost all that weight and stuff like that and got in tune with my emotions and my mental health and stuff like that, and I realized like, okay, I am the small version. Like I'm him before the serum, and now I'm like trying to get to him with the serum. Like I'm trying to get to where he is now, and do it like the right way instead of like acting like I am and just hiding everything. It's like I'm trying to like put everything out there and like and go to therapy and get on medication and stuff like that and try all these things to get where I want to be. And do it like efficiently and in the right way instead of like acting like I'm already there.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Throughout high school, I acted like I was like number one, when in reality, in my head, I was like in last place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the best way to put it.
No, that's understandable. Yeah.
Have you ever like struggled with like anything like when it comes to mental health? I know you talked about it last episode. Like it's obviously like running and stuff like that is good for it, but like when, I don't know, when you were a kid or when during high school or anything, did you like struggle with anything?
I mean, honestly, with fitting in a little bit, because like with me, I was like,
yeah, you know what? That's actually,
I was good with everybody. I never really, I honestly low key, like the people that did get picked on, I would always try to like talk to them. I would even sit at their table too, because I was like good with like the people that were the people that picked on others. But
I honestly like wish I was like that. Like I fucking hate the fact that I tried to fit in with all the cool kids in that crowd. And I just like neglected and kind of like subconsciously bullied everyone else because because I wanted to make myself feel better.
Yeah.
I never like thought of myself as like a bully. Mm-hmm. Maybe I was in like middle school because I fucking hated myself.
You were trying to like fit in, so it was like because like
it's like the kids that like say like I'm friends with so and so. Oh, he made a joke, but in reality, it was like not a joke. It was like him being serious, and it was like him directing hate at like someone in a different like friend group. And I'm like, oh, haha, because I want to fit in and make like him like think that I'm cool because I can pick on the same kids that you pick on. It's like it's such a fucking stupid fucking thing, and that like nature of high school and school itself is fucking retarded. Mm-hmm. Stupid, excuse me. But I came to realize it's almost the same way in college. Like people don't grow up. College is literally just high school part 2.
I think it's even worse though. It's worse though. Honestly, I feel like I'm
glad I got out of it because I wouldn't be where I am today. Is the best decision I ever made was to drop out.
I was looking at it like this way too. Like, remember how you were saying before, like how you like you don't have that many friends and stuff because you know what I mean. But I was thinking like. I feel like if you were still like, with like all the friends that you did have in high school, you probably wouldn't have gotten to where you are now. I don't even
know what the fuck. I'd probably be dead. Like I said,
you never know.
I did.
Yeah, like it's crazy to say it. But
let me talk about this because, like, no one really knows this. I think I've only told a couple of people. Who did I tell? I think I told my girlfriend, my current girlfriend. And I don't know who else I told. I think I've only told like literally like 3 people maybe. So you're about to be the 4th. But there was a point throughout my weight loss journey, really early on. So I started in January 2020. You know what? It was actually February.
Oh, February.
Yeah, so it's the second month. I was already down like 15, 20 pounds. I was like, someone like was throwing a party. And I was like, yeah, I want to go. And because I felt so good, I was like, I'm already down weight and stuff like that. I'm going to go to this party and I'm going to be confident and like, I'm going to like the way I look and like girls are going to notice and like people are going to talk to me and think like I'm so awesome because like I'm losing weight and like I'm like better than I am. And I go to this party and it was like nothing changed. You know what I mean? Girls like didn't notice me obviously. And that was like honestly a big thing for me. Like throughout high school, I did have girlfriends and they were attractive girls. Like, I never like, in my opinion, I never like dated a girl that was unattractive. But obviously everyone's like different. Like, maybe like so and so thinks one of the girls I dated was ununattractive. But I think the girls I dated were.
It depends on like who you are too. Because I mean, if you're dating a girl that
think of this. This is a better way to put it rather than popularity. It's like status. Like I was high status. I was captain of the football team. And like a lot of people, like, everyone knew me because I did music, and I also was like one of the top art students in my class and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Like my senior superlative was like most artistic.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's
so I had like a higher status, and I never dated anyone that was at like a low status. Like I was like, oh, I can't like if I thought a girl was attractive, it's like I can't date her because she's not at the same status level as me, even though she's attractive. Like I'm attracted to her.
Yeah.
There was one girl who I kind of like dated and people thought I was fucking weird for dating her. And honestly, like I heard some things like people like talking behind my back, like, oh, why is he with so-and-so? He should be with me or stuff like that, which is weird. It's just like high school gossip. But it was because she was like at lower status than me, but she was mad cool and I liked her.
Yeah. So, whatever. But people like, I feel like in high school, it's all about like the looks. Yeah. It's not about the personality. It's about the looks. And who their status is.
Yeah, and she was probably like the least attractive of the girls I've dated, but she also was one of the girls who I had the most in common with. And we vibed so well. Like, we just like, we were good.
It was just, like, it was like the connection was just so...
but there was something like, there's something in my head that was like, I should be with a girl that's better looking. And it's just like a status thing. Like I was like cocky and stuff. Like I wasn't cocky, but
your ego. It was like your ego.
Yeah, I've always had high confidence. Or I've always portrayed that I have anyways, like, and that's kind of, I think that's why I've dated attractive girls because like they just admired how confident I was because I was like fat and like I was like not like in a good spot, but I still like was like confident.
You were able to like talk. You're like,
I could still like flirt with girls and stuff like that because I was confident in myself.
And like I'd have to say like who you hung out with was like the crew that like the girls would probably go after. I feel like.
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
in a way, like, you know,
For sure.
so it was like they, you know,
Yeah, but I got shot down all the time by like attractive girls and stuff at like parties and whatnot. But I didn't give a fuck because I was confident in myself. I was like, all right, you don't want me? Like, I'm fucking.
Oh,
that sucks for you.
Yeah,
I'm like, that sucks for you. Which is like kind of ironic because I wasn't really that confident, but I'm way more confident now. But I don't care.
Maybe at the time it was like you were cocky more than you were confident. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I mean, it's hard for like someone like, especially in high school, it's like you think you have that confidence, but maybe it's just like your ego that's just taken over. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
my dog's barking upstairs. Sorry for that, guys. But this goes back to what I was saying. So at this party, like a month into my journey, like down like 20 pounds or whatever, nothing changed, and no girls were like looking at me like different or like. And like I thought like going to this party and stuff like that, I was gonna get laid by like a hot chick. Like that was my goal, was like to go there and like get laid or whatever. Because I was single, I just got out of a relationship, and like I just got on my shit, and I was like super productive. I was losing weight, like I had my life together or whatever. So I was like, oh, maybe like girls will like me now. That was not the case, and my buddy was supposed to be a designated driver, and he got drunk, like within like an hour or two of us being there, and I was like, fuck, like now I have to drive. But I was already drinking, so I was like, I don't want to drive. So I was like, fuck it, whatever. And me and him, like the whole party, like it was a jumping party. I was just like, fuck it. And we were just getting drunk, like shit-faced. Absolutely shit-faced. I got blackout. And it almost like now that I know, but at the time I didn't know, but I was like trying to drink myself to death. Because I was just like so fucked up about the fact that like no one gave a fuck. And like I gave so much of a fuck that I was like, well, if no one cares, then like why the fuck am I even doing this? Like why am I losing weight? It doesn't fucking matter. Like it's stupid. So I basically like subconsciously was like drinking myself to death, and we didn't have a ride home, so I was like, fuck it, like, and I was blackout drunk at this point, so I don't remember this, but I almost drove home, like, and I was with a buddy of mine, and we would have died that night, like, for sure. Because I woke up the next day, not remembering a damn thing. I woke up to my mom rubbing my back in my bed. I had a scratch on my face. Riley wasn't, or I shouldn't have said that, but Riley wasn't next to me. He was who I was drinking with. He wasn't next to me, so I was like, what the fuck happened? Like, I thought I killed him, like, because I remember, like, getting drunk and like wanting to leave or whatever. That was like one of the last things I remember. So I thought I like killed him or something. Like I didn't know what the fuck was going on because I was blackout. I didn't remember this. Scratch on my face. Didn't know where it came from. Bucket next to me with puke in it. Like it was fucked. It was really bad. Like I could have died that night. And I'm thankful that I didn't. And I didn't drink for like a while after that. I was like, all right, well, that fucking happened. Like let's get past it and let's like keep going. Like I realized like that was like the point where I realized like, all right, if no one's gonna fucking care, I'm gonna care like way more.
Yeah, you had that like in your mind. Clicked. It's like
and this was subconsciously, like I didn't say this to myself, but I realized now that it was like that was like a turning point for me where I was like, all right, I don't give a fuck.
You're growing up more and you're more like, you know, I was like, all right, mature with that.
I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks of me now. I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and I went on to lose like all the weight and stuff.
Dude, that's why, like, during I honestly, low-key, I don't know the last time I drank. I don't know, no, I'll be honest, I don't know the last time I actually drank.
Yeah, really?
Like, it's because I'm just, like...
I had a drink, like, on my birthday and stuff. I had a couple drinks, but I didn't get drunk or anything. I just, drank.
Honestly, I had, like, a couple
It's
just
seltzers.
Not my, like... cup of tea. I feel like it's not
partying, my so as fun as it is, it's not like a big thing for me either, but it was during high school because of the status thing. It's
exactly,
like,
bro.
I want to be in all the
you
parties.
Want to be fucking cool. Yeah, you want to be cool, bro. You want to be fucking there's
nothing wrong with but being cool is not it doesn't exist. Be yourself.
Fuck no.
Be yourself because that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
And being yourself is cool.
Be a good person too. You know what I mean? Don't be like a fucking shitbag.
That shit matters way more in life and in your future than fucking being cool and caring what other people think about you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because as long as you think the best of yourself, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
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 I think that's... Do you have any questions? I know you do.
No, I mean, you kind of... I mean, you answered kind of a couple of them, honestly.
Yeah,
you kind of answered like all of them, honestly.
So like this was supposed to be like about like being too healthy. I mean, I guess it was just more...
It was into that though.
Forth,
like, yeah.
But yeah, there definitely is such a thing as being too healthy, like chronically dieting and stuff. And just to come full circle and end it on that kind of note. chronically dieting and eating in a deficit and starving yourself and stuff can fuck up your hormones. So don't do that. I've been there. It's not fun. I'm still kind of like recovering. And actually, my doctor ordered another test to see where my testosterone levels are now, because like they were low on the last test, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna take it in my own hands to try to like recoup them and boost them like naturally through eating more and like doing less cardio and all this stuff. So we're gonna see where those are at. I'll update you guys on that in the next episode or the episode after that, whenever I get the bloods done. What else did we talk about? I don't know. I think that's like a good way to end it. Yeah. The battery's low. We need to get a new battery. Yeah. Well, we need a new camera, so might not be worth it. But yeah, I guess that was a good episode. That was really good.
That was a good one. That was nice.
I'm glad we got to talk about that because
definitely.
Yeah, so I did have that appointment today. I'm gonna go see a therapist. I'm gonna try to deal with this whole like body image and body dysmorphia stuff. Mm-hmm. And if any of you guys like struggle with that, please reach out to me or Cubes or somebody and talk to them about it, because talking about it is half the battle. Because you kind of just, when you talk and speak about the problems that you're dealing with, they kind of solve themselves. Yeah. Like, even just talking on this podcast episode today, it's like, it's such a stress relief just to get it all out there. Yeah. Like everything that's you're battling with in your head. So yeah, but other than that, like, thank you for like being a good listener.
Of course, man. I liked it. I learned a lot,
I wish you talked more, but
I mean, cool. I kind of just let you do your own thing, man. There's no problem with that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I did have a good time. Yeah, even though I was talking about some sad shit, but
it made you feel good, you know, and I could tell you feel a little bit more.
Yeah.
And you're not really sweating that bad, too.
Yeah, you know what? I actually cooled down when I was talking. I don't know why. But I did like struggle with breathing and shit because I'm like trying to get everything out. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. This has been another episode of the Fitness Over Everything podcast, aka the FOEcast. Cubes, where can people find you?
On Instagram, acubes123, and Snapchat, acubes123.
And you guys can find me at the Trevor Violet. That's TheTrevorViolettE on Instagram. And you can find me on Twitter at legendary LEJEHNDARY. And you can find the FOEcast. Even though we like don't post shit on there, but we will. We'll post sound bites and shit at some point. We got to figure out how to market our podcast a little bit better. But you can find that Instagram page at the FOEcast. It's TheFoEcast. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.